The Ravens are favored to get Clowney? How can that work? How can we make him fit into our salary cap? We're gonna discuss that and a couple of things more coming right out. Yo, my name is Sunny. Welcome to szg Sports. And if this is your first time in this channel and you love Raven content, or you're just looking for another YouTuber from another team, please subscribe now and hit that bell so you can stay up to date every time I upload a video. It's critical because YouTube will not let you know when I upload video. It's whatever. So, but if you hit that bell and you put every time that I upload a video to notify you, it will. So anyway, Jadeveon Clowney. So this week reports came out that the Ravens are favorite to land Clowney. And I was like, okay. Me and New had talked about this before, how it will be amazing. And if you follow me in streams and all that, you know I will like Clowney. But how will it work? Clowney will still want money. And some people might tell you, well, he will come here for 6, 8. So what I'm thinking is, how can you give him a fair deal, maybe even give him a little bit extra money this year, and still be under the cap? Okay, let's first talk about his stats, and I have them all here. I'm first gonna give you the grade for PFF, and then we're gonna move to the stats. PFF grade from 19 was an 87.3. That's overall. Against the run, 80.8, and against the pass, 79.1. In 18, 88.8, 91.5, 79.7, and in 17, 75.4. Overall, 81.1 against the run, 74.7. So he's really good against the run. And against the pass, he is above average according to PFF. Really good against the run, above average against the pass. In the last 2 years, above 85. That for me is an excellent player. Production-wise, let's go to the stats, and I'm gonna go forced fumbles and sacks. Obviously, there's more to that. QB hits and all that. I just didn't want to overwhelm me with numbers, but just with those two, because essentially that's what the Ravens are looking, right? Those turnovers, especially if you're gonna pay a guy. So in 17, the start for older times, 9.5 sacks in 16 games, 2 forced fumbles. 16 games, that's a big thing with Clowney, right? In 2018, 9 sacks in 15 games and 1 forced fumble. Only missed 1 game. Last year he missed 3 games, 3 sacks only and 4 forced fumbles. Look, that is why Clowney, I think, is a free agent. Last year he didn't have a stats productive year. If you're a Ravens fan, when we play against them, yeah, he didn't have a sack. At least not that I remember. But the dude was breaking that O-line. But the problem that Clowney had with Seattle was we put 2 on Clowney sometimes, and that should be the rest of the O-line. I'm sure this dude's like, yo, I'm working here against 2. What are you gonna do? Like literally, right? This is the Myles Garrett effect. You key in Myles Garrett, and then the rest of the D-line doesn't do anything, right? That's what the Browns do. That's what Seattle did with Clowney. Now, against us, I think he probably had a bunch of QB pressures, and I don't know if he had QB hits because Lamar moves too fast for anybody, but you can see him breaking. He can see the effort. You can see how good and dynamic this guy is. This guy is still 26. And again, this year is a different year for him. Now, you will say, okay, Sonny, everybody wants Clowney. He probably wants to go to a contender. And why the Ravens? Well, the Ravens right now has a pretty good stacked D-line. You still had Judon, pretty good counterpart. Who in Seattle is a Judon? None. Who in Seattle is Calais Campbell? Big Baby? No. They're Wolf? They don't have those pieces right now. I'm hyped for Bowser this year, but obviously if you can get a guy like Clowney, you take your chances. But how is that all gonna work? Again, I think enticement number 1, you say, look at this D lineman. You come in, you eat your sacks, and then next year you come and go for that contract that you think you're worth, right? Second, you want to compete for a Super Bowl? We went 14-2. What we lacked last year? Run defense. What are you? An elite run defense. But also, in this defense, you can thrive because of the secondary and the sacks, because of the D-line and the sacks, because of Judah on the other side and the sacks. If they double team you, you know who's coming? Calais Campbell, Judah. This is without blitzing, so they will have to get the ball out quick. Oh, by the way, you have Peters, you have Humphrey over there, Tavon Young. You present that plan to a guy like Clowney. Now Clowney's like, okay, you're right. I can have a great year here and potentially get paid next year, which is what he wants. Let's be honest. He wants to win, but at the end of the day, we all want to get paid. So if he can get paid plus winning, that would be amazing. Okay, so how will I structure this deal? Look, I start with between 12 and 13. So I'm gonna go worst case scenario, say 13 million fully guaranteed. It's a big number. This late in the year. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the Ravens has 16.6 million in salary cap. But you can tell me, oh, let's just give him 16 because we need some space there, because you don't know if injuries happen, if you need to sign somebody later. So 13 million fully guaranteed. That takes the Ravens salary cap to 3.6 because it's a 1-year deal, so it will count against that cap. Then I'll give a 1 million for if you get to 3 sacks. That is a likely to be earned incentive. What does that mean? Well, that means that will count against the cap if he reached. So obviously, likely earned incentives are based like in stats. So he had last year I think it was 3.5 sacks. So 3.5 sacks. So if you put an incentive of 3, how the league sees it, well, he hit 3.5 last year, so he should be hitting 3. That's not likely to be earned. So that million also gets free. So that potentially gets the Ravens 14.5. So about 2 million in cap space. Okay. Then I will incentivize this deal 2.5 million if he gets to 7 sacks. What does that do for your salary cap? You're like, Sonny, but now you had 2.1 million left and 2.5 million. That's over the cap. Well, because 7 sacks is more than double of what happened. Well, about double if he got 3.5. That is a non-likely to be earned. I think he will earn it, but it's called a non-likely to be earned. So if he hits it, it gets moved to next year. So if he gets to 7 sacks, he will earn 3.5 million more. So now his salary is 16.5. Okay, that's a pretty good salary. That is top of the league for pass rusher. I'm not done yet. If Clowney gets to 12 sacks, I think the Ravens should give him 3.5 more mil. That brings him to 20. $20 million. And I think that's the icing in the cake. Again, that 3.5 is a non-likely to be earned. So if he goes to 12 or above, there's a 3.5 and a 2.5 there. So that's 6 million. That what it's gonna do is gonna roll to next year. If we get that 10 million from Earl, that 6 million should be easy to eat. And maybe we can have a long-term deal with Clowney if he fits the defense. If not, again, this is a way that you can accomplish it and you can still pay the guy a good salary under the cap, leave some room there in case somebody gets injured. You have about 2 million to sign a player, but you get Clowney. And not only you get Clowney, you put incentives there that if he balls, like if you tell me Clowney gets 12 sacks, he hasn't had 12 sacks in his career. If he gets 12 sacks, 20 mil. I think you're likely to get that. likely to sign that 1 year, basically 20 mil. Again, heavily incentivized. If he doesn't earn anything, it's 16 mil, and they can put other incentives of how many games he plays or whatever. But at least 16 mil, or not 16, 13 mil guarantee. I said at 12 or 13, right? You can play with those numbers. 12, I think, is more realistic, but 13, if again going to the worst scenario against the Ravens, 13 million fully guaranteed day one. Here you go. All this guarantee. If you get the 3 sack, you got the 3.5 in that junk of a D line in Seattle. 3 sacks in here should be fine. That I said it was $1 million, so that gets into 14. Now when we get to 7 sacks, that's 2.5 extra, and 12 sacks is 3.5 million extra. It's a lot of cake. Between those two is $6 extra million in incentives. I think, again, it will be perfect scenario for him. I think it's a defense that he should be able to get a lot of sacks. 12 is a big number, but a lot of sacks. He still gets paid well. He's playing for a championship. And if he hits the major incentives, $6 million can be rolled to next year, so he's still under the cap this year. And right now, the Ravens have a case against Earl. I think probably if it goes to arbitration, they just split the difference. So you get $5 million to call it a wash. Yo, I get hype. How about Clowney? You get Clowney in this defense, it's just might as well put the Lombardi in over there in the bank. It will be tough against defense. The secondary, now you have a legit pass rusher between him and Judon, and then you have behind them Ferguson, Bowser, and McPhee. I think McPhee at that point moves inside. D-line, great. You had the big three, and obviously behind them you had the rookie, Matabuki again. If he comes here, I think McPhee should go as a DM position in the inside. I think Jelly will be your de facto backup nose tackle. Defensive line looks stacked. Outside linebacker looks stacked. You have 2 question marks. Obviously, the Joker a guy that I like but is not proven, and 2 rookie middle linebackers. But the rest is so amazing. This defense will be scary. Let me know. Do you like that contract for Clowney? Do you want Clowney in Baltimore? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me. IG, Facebook, Twitter, and make it easy, SG Sports. Don't forget, every Monday, I stream with the AFC North Talk. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out.